Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, B'Shem Yahweh Shai, B'Hashem Rakah Kodash. Double honor to the true leaders of the nation of Israel in these last days. Great millstone, also known as GMS. Salutations to the Most High's man in the four corners of the earth, pushing his word of sincerity and truth. And Shalom to the sisters that support and subscribe wholeheartedly to the message of deliverance and salvation of Yahweh, B'Shem Yahweh Shai. It's your brother Banyamyan from GMS, Mississippi. Today I have been transit video going into the famine of the word, and how it's approaching, where when you look at the transition of hardcore bondage, then you go into the era of the civil rights movement, then you go into the era of so-called freedom. And when I go into those particular terminology, I'm talking about how there's now is a distinct difference between Jacob and Esau, where Esau had Jacob into captivity, hardcore bondage, servitude. And now you see where that captivity has been lifted. And then you compare that unto the truth, the message of the Heavenly Father, the message of His only begotten Son, and the message of the kingdom, on how things were hidden but now have been made plain. They have been made available. So the seals have been broken, and an understanding has sprung forth throughout the entire planet Earth. So you pay attention into how things are transitioning. So years ago, the word was broadcasted very, 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 very publicly. You know, the elder apostles were out there on 34th and 7th in the state of New York, which was a very main crossroad or highway of individuals from all over the globe. Thousands and thousands and thousands upon those individuals year after year heard this message, repeated this message unto others. Other brothers throughout the four corners of the earth were awakened, started prophesying in their own select cities, their own select states, their own select countries. And now, as that word was prophesied and preached throughout the four corners of the earth, the Heavenly Father is piece by piece and little by little taking this information from the masses. And He's doing it in a couple different ways. He's doing it by Esau himself, because as we broadcast this message using the unicorn, the World Wide Web, and via the YouTube, Esau has re-engaged his fight against the truth. So he's coming against it very heavily once again by deleting YouTube accounts, disabling YouTube accounts, giving you unnecessary strikes against your account, basically to stop your mouth. And that's what the devil does when it's not according to his agenda. Now, you can't speak of any uprightness, you can't speak of godliness, you can't do those particular things, because we live in a system to where it's do what thou wilt. So you can do according to your own heart's desires, whether they be wicked or whether they be good. But that's not what the message of the prophets is. That's not what the message that the Heavenly Father placed inside the mouth of His mouthpiece, which are the men, the righteous men upon the planet Earth right now. And you're living out the time of Bible prophecy. You're living out the time of the prophets. You're living out the time of the word waking up the Heavenly Father's elect. You know, because the elect are sealed, but the hopeful elect are steady striving to be chosen. You know, that's the beauty of the whole matter. So the Edomites are coming against this truth currently by trying to stop our mouth and trying to hinder the progress of us building, because there's a kingdom coming, and this kingdom that is coming is not going to be the kingdom of the Edomites. We're living in the kingdom of the Edomites, right? You go back into the blessing of that Isaac gave unto Esau, his son. He's living out that blessing right now. And you read in the book of 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter, the 9th verse, it says how Esau was ultimately going to be succumbed by Jacob, his brother. So Jacob is the latter end, which means what? He has that everlasting kingdom. He's going to receive the ultimate inheritance that is forever and ever and ever and ever. Esau's blessing is temporal, and it seems as though it's a long, long time, because the Heavenly Father had granted him a great leverage point of His blessing that he was going to live out and endure. but his blessing also is going to be his demise. Even the blessing of being able to have this technology of the internet, of the YouTube and these different platforms out there, he was given the blessing to have this technology, but ultimately he lost control of it, over it, because it went from funny videos, fight videos, and then now you see racial tension videos, you see what do you call WikiLeaks, you see deep secrets being revealed, all these particular things that are happening, and they're happening by what? You know, they're happening via this internet that he no longer has control over. So it's a bad taste in his mouth, and he has to get a grasp and get a hold over it. And what is he doing? He's trying to get rid of the so-called controversial material that is online and being broadcasted. You know, because this wasn't his intent for truth to be springing forth. It was not supposed to grow like wildfire. So the Heavenly Father, he had a different plan in place, and now he's on the defense. Not even the Edomites as a nation, but even Christianity as a whole, because everything that we grew up knowing and everything that we were taught, it's all come back full circle as to being a lie. So now the damage control is out there. Now the defacing of the truth is out there. Now being called a radical, now being called a liar is out there for speaking uprightly. You know, so as the Heavenly Father transitions this thing, the prophets are still no longer going to be backed into a corner, but there will be a famine of the word, meaning that the years and years of prophesying is going to come to an end. When you go into Noah's Ark, Noah didn't prophesy forever and ever and ever and ever until he died. He prophesied for a particular moment in time, and then it was fulfilled, and he no longer prophesied. It's going to be the same way here. We prophesy that the Edomites are going into captivity. We prophesy that he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. We prophesy that the Heavenly Father had created the smith and the waster to destroy, which are the nuclear intercontinental ballistic missiles that are going to be shot from the four winds of the earth, that are going to land upon Babylon the Great, which is America. The United States of America is known as that great daughter of Babylon. All of this is prophecy. All of this is truth. And it's going to come a particular point in time to where this truth is not going to be readily available for your ears, for your psyche. And the Heavenly Father is closing that spiritual arc. He's going to end up closing our mouths to where we're no longer going to speak this message unto you. The message is spoken before the act. So once the message is stopped being delivered, then the actions come. So you want to get caught up in understanding and hearing the message, or you want to get caught up in the actions. The Heavenly Father, he's closing out that window of grace to where you would no longer have that option before you to be able to choose between one or the other. Hey, so with that, I'm going to say shalom.